that is bigger than you. Alright guys, we are headed actually back to, okay, the sun's in my eyes, it's really great. Listen, the lighting is on point, but it is the next morning. We are headed back to that coffee shop because it was really good, and so we want coffee from there.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to get that, and then we're going to, unfortunately, today's the last day, we're going to be headed home. So we're going to head to San Antonio on the way home though. Hang out at the Riverwalk for a bit and all the things. So we will see how that goes. So we got coffee. We got another one of those muffins because the muffins are really good. And then we are going to go back to the hotel for some hotel breakfast for the rest of it because she wanted to try it just to see how it was.
Yeah. Oh look,
Yep. Gotta love it. No chickens today.
No, surprisingly.
Surprisingly. At least none that we've heard. So they're either taking a nap, sleeping in today, or they're somewhere else. So, but yeah, we're gonna catch you guys probably whenever we're hitting the road. Guys, the shoe fits so well in this parking spot that you could fit 2 of them. I hate this car, but at least you can park it anywhere. Anyway, we've made it to San Antonio. And so now we're going to go check it out. What are we doing?
We're going to the Alamo. We haven't been here since we were kids.
Well, technically we were here not that long ago, on a spring trip, but we didn't like go. We were just here.
Still in our teenagers. We didn't actually go inside.
Exactly. I haven't been inside since
we were kids. Yeah.
Like way down here. So that's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna get a bite to eat. Hopefully.
We'll show you our food.
It's a cannon. It's a small boy. Intense. You know, I bet something intense happened here.
I think you get it.
You know, get it? Something intense.
Yeah, I get it.
Intense.
Had a man back here who had been over what's called a limber box. That's where all this stuff would have been stored. And he'd be given the command to advance the charge. So he'd bring it forward and give it to that guy. That guy would put it into the end of the cannon called the muzzle. All your weapons back then were muzzle loaders because you loaded from the muzzle. So your rifles, your muskets, and your cannons. This gentleman here then would have taken the ramrod and he had to push the powder all the way to the very back of the cannon like that. Actually rammed it very hard to make sure it's nice and tight back there. Then the gunner here would have been given the command to advance the round. In this case, we're going to call the round a grape shot. And why do you think it's called grape shot? Easy answer.
Little musket ball size of grapes.
It looks like a cluster of grapes, exactly. So this is called grape shot just because it looks like grapes. He'd bring it forward again to this guy. He'd put it in before I go any farther. In actuality, it's obviously not grapes. It's these balls like that. That's actually a real grape shot down at the battleground at San Jacinto. Anyway, he pushes that to the very back. Now the gunner is going to give the command prick and prime. So using a pick, this gentleman takes it and he puts it through the vent hole and he makes a hole in the bag. So he's pricking the powder bag. And then he's going to use this to prime, or to fuse, if you will. And what they made fuses out of back in the day was a quill. Any big bird would do. This big bird actually happened to have been a buzzard. And you just cut the feather off. Quills are naturally hollow, so you fill it with gunpowder. And he would have stuck it in there like that. And now the gunner would give the command to fire, because it's loaded and it's ready to fire. This guy over here has got the easy job. His whole job is to make sure this stays lit, and his job was to blow on this every now and then, keep it lit, and to light the cannon. So when he gives the command to fire, he would have used this and lit the cannon. If you've ever watched movies, and Clint Eastwood comes to mind, they use the old cigar and they walk up here casually and they're like, that wasn't how you shot a cannon. The one Clint Eastwood would be very deformed, he wouldn't have those fingers. That's a very intense flame comes out of it. You don't have time to get your hand out of the way. If it's anywhere within this diameter, it's going to burn you and burn you badly.
Is that from the gunpowder igniting?
That's from the gunpowder exploding. And a flame about that high comes out. That's a huge, intense, hot flame. And so like this whole area is hot. And when I took training on this type of a cannon, they actually put a piece of raw meat here. And when that went off, that meat flew up in the air about 10 feet. It was charred and it was just torn to pieces. And it's like, okay, I'm never putting my hand on horses. You made your point. The main reason is if you're standing here close enough to light, what happens when you shoot any kind of gun? Recoil. This is over 2,000 pounds if this were a 6-pound cannon, which was a very common size cannon. That's going to come back about 8 to 10 feet, and it's going to come back hard and fast. That'd be like getting hit by a small car going 60 miles an hour. And that's going to mess your day up. So you want to be outside the wheel, standing like this, and you just lay it here like that, and lay it back there. It ignites almost instantly, as black powder does. Very flammable and very explosive. So when that goes into here, that bag literally explodes. Anything in front of it's going to come out at about 1,400 feet per second. This little sabot or sabot on the back was destroyed immediately by the explosion, and all this is burned away immediately. So now all these balls are flying downrange toward the enemy, just like a huge shotgun. Basically, that's all you've done is fire a big shotgun. You could do pretty much the same thing as what's called canister shot, This could be filled with musket balls or rifle balls, or if you wanted to sail on ammunition, you could just fill it with nails, scrap iron, whatever you wanted to put in here. You could do the same thing if you just wanted to stuff it down the barrel and not even have it in the canister. But this gets destroyed, that splits open here at the seam. Now all of that stuff's flying downfield.
Yeah, and when they marched in columns, you did have. I'm not taking a chance.
Yeah, and actually, every now and then, there's actually a written report by the Continental Army of a small cannon, literally just a little bigger than this, a 3-pound cannon. This is a 2-pound cannonball. A 3-pounder would be about the diameter of this opening here. The British Army was marching. They had the Continental Army had a cannon in the forest, so they were able to flank the British Army. They fired a cannon and it hit the line. The line is the long part, not advancing at you. That would be a column advancing at you. And it went through 42 men, just like they weren't even there. Something like that coming out of a cannon. A human body is nothing.
Flesh doesn't hold up.
It's not going to slow it down at all.
Is it possible for a cannon to misfire?
It is. And that's something even when we do reenactments, we don't want to happen because you don't want to be the guy having to defuse that situation. But what we normally do,
open space.
No.
Go down in there to the business end.
Normally what we try to do, first of all, and it's very delicate, is if you still see the thing there, you maybe try to get it out. But normally what we will do, and you'll give it some time, but you don't want it to sit there and all of a sudden just go off, and we'll just pour water down the barrel and hopefully diffuse the situation that way.
Yeah, that's really interesting how like the ceiling is like new and whatever, and like but you can see like where the ceiling, or like where the walls just ended. That's really cool. You have been sneezing normally all day long, and you choose now in the echoey room to do the loud sneeze. You've been sneezing normally all day long.
I can't help it.
Uh-huh.
It was vacant from 1793 to 1803, which is when the Louisiana Purchase took place. So if you're the government of Spain, represented in Mexico City, you're going, oh, okay, this is good news and bad news. The good news is the French are out of the picture. The bad news is the Americans are in the picture. What does that mean to us? So they send up a light cavalry unit from a small town in the state of Coahuila called Alamo de Paz. Alamo meaning cottonwood tree in Spanish.
Okay.
They ride into San Antonio just to keep their ear to the rail, you know, and see what's going on, what the intentions of.
And they considered this to be their country.
Oh, it was.
Okay.
It was quite definitely their country. It was New Spain until 1821, when Mexico got its independence, and then it was Mexico. And the only thing that changed here was the uniforms. Still remained a military outpost.
So if the Mexican army was encamped here, how did it become a defense zone for the American
Texans.
Texans, right?
Because
Texans.
the United States did not have a dog in this hunt, okay? Despite the fact that the majority of defenders were Americans. However, tacitly or implicitly, when they crossed the Sabine or the Red River, into Mexico, the deal was you become a Mexican citizen. Okay?
So they were revolutionaries.
They were because
So how did they get the Mexican encampment out of here?
So here it is, 1835. So this garrison had loaned the colony of Gonzales a small 6-pound cannon for protection against Comanches. Bark was worse than bite. But the point being, as the clouds of war are gathering, this command thinks, well, you know, it might be a good idea to go get that cannon, being as how we might be at war with these yahoos pretty soon. So they send a company of cavalry down to Gonzales. Word gets out. Gonzales is already aware of it. A lady donates her wedding dress. They draw a cannon barrel on it, write the words "come and take it," which are thousands of years old. And there's a skirmish between the Texans and the Mexicans. It's a Pyrrhic victory in the sense of what the elation that the Texans felt when the Mexicans withdrew from the field to return to San Antonio without cannon, because they weren't aware of the formidability of the Mexican army. Okay? And they were
Didn't compute.
very naive in that respect. So that's October of 1835. In December of that year, the battle comes to San Antonio, and the heaviest fighting takes place in the town, house to house, hand to hand. Meanwhile, General Cos and a command of about 1,200 soldiers reside inside the Alamo. All lines are cut by the Texans. They can get no supplies. They've got no fodder for their livestock. When the day is carried by the Texans in the town, then Cos is over a barrel. He has no option except to ask for terms of surrender. Okay, so the terms were okay. Fine. Your men can carry their personal firearms. You can actually take a small bore cannon with you for protection against the Indians. But you will vow not to take up arms against the Texans again, and you will return to Mexico at the deal plan. Okay, fine. Oh, and by the way, you leave your 18 mounted artillery, all your armory, and all of your ammunition with us. Have a nice day. So that's how these 18 pieces of artillery came into Texan hands.
Thank you for that.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, what's there? Welcome.
Well, that was real cool.
It was awesome.
Yep.
They've changed a lot since we. Oh, thank you so much.
This one.
Thank you.
Sleeping good. Your family happiness.
Thank you. Okay then.
Yeah.
That was odd.
That was odd, but alright.
But yeah, it was very cool. Right.
I'm not trying to drop it.
Don't drop things.
Trying.
But yeah, we're gonna go figure out, we need some food, but we're gonna try to check a shop or two, find some more gifts to bring back to people. We've got some stuff, some shirts and some other cool things, but yeah.
it?
It's good.
Yeah.
I like it. It's good. I like it.
What is it?
It's a Guinness.
A Guinness? Oh, wow.
Got us some fish and chips and a burger with some good stuff.
A fried egg, bacon, 2 patties, and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, and a pickle.
Yep. We're gonna enjoy this now. Yeah, we also got this. What is this?
The bread and butter.
The bread and butter. It does look good.
You can see the butter.
You can
right
see
here.
the butter. It's also, I may have finished this.
It was a strong Guinness.
I like Guinness. I like them dark.
Yeah.
He took away our spoon, but we're gonna eat this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. Here. Alright guys, we're on I-10, headed east, headed back home. It was a fun trip, it's been fun.
It was an amazing trip.
It's super great.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Especially all that time with you.
Me
Plus the
too.
wedding.
Yes. And the weather was great.
The
which is
weather was
also good.
amazing.
We need to do more trips. We are going to be doing more stuff for you guys. We are definitely going to be doing more stuff with you guys. But we do have Ren Fair coming up. I will be able to announce that. We are going to Ren Fair.
Yeah.
We haven't quite figured out when, but we are absolutely going to Ren Fair this year. And so you guys can be excited for that. That will be vlogged. Us and, of course, Mac and Kayla, Hunter, and no one because he's maidenless, and some of our other friends. So be sure to stay tuned for that. And all that. I'm not sure if we're going to vlog anymore after this. I don't think we are. So, yeah, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. We will catch you in the next one. Later, everybody. Well, don't do that.
Oh, I was paying attention to you.
You ruined the B-roll.
Shut up.
You know what this has become now?
No.
This is now the end clip of the video. Say bye.
Please no.
Oh yeah, no, that's going in.
No. You're mean.
Uh-huh.
You're such a dork, I swear.